Welcome back. Well, for the Audi fans, there is a tail somewhere around here because he is standing directly behind me, trilling. All right, we've moved. Yes, okay. Come here. All right, here's the bad kitty. Do you want to say hello? All right. No, you just want to be petted. All right. No. No, you can't. Gotta go. Audie is back in his pick me up, hold me, don't put me down stage. So when I pick him up, he does fine. When I try to put him down, he just digs in. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. Ugh, worse than kids, really. At least you can send kids off to their grandma's house for the weekend. I know, who's going to take a bad cat? Nobody. Well, today is Sunday. We're supposed to be doing Project Sunday. I'm not unaware of that. And I do have a couple of projects for you. But unfortunately, I do not have the supplies I need. So I'm going to have to kick them both off until next weekend. Sorry. But we have shopping videos instead. So let's take a look at a little more of the last trip to Bedford. And we'll do that when we come back. Well, Bedford caught me this time the minute I walked in the front door because they have their Christmas display still up, so it was all the reds and greens and Christmas trees and whatnot. But they had a couple of really nice pieces out in the front. Now, I have actually gotten pieces, my mission desk, and we did the restoration project on that, so you got a chance to see that up close and personal. That had been out in the front one day, and I just said, ooh, love this, got to keep it. So the pieces that were up there, we took a look at 3 of these. 2 of them stayed. Those are the 2 that I'm showing you today. So let's start off with the Victorian Set Tea. Well, we are at the front area at Bedford Antiques, and they always have a display here. We've got the Christmas display still up, but I wanted to show you this piece. This is actually a settee, not a sofa, even though, to be perfectly honest, it looks to be about 5 feet long, which I would say is sofa-sized. But I want you to take a look at this beautiful work across the back. Wonderful. Victorian. You can see a lot of the Eastlake touches here, but this one, no, this is Victorian. Very pretty. $8.75, and the price seems a little high to me, but I don't know. It's not coming home with me, to be sure, but I thought it was worth a look. Well, the settee is great. It's in good condition, newly reupholstered. That is not the original upholstery. And it would not have been the original upholstery. I have to tell you, I like it better than the kind of upholstery they would have used. Yes, I know you're back. The kind of upholstery they would have used when the piece was first made. This sort of cranberry stripy satin, no. Satin, yes, they did do that, but stripes were just not popular for upholstery material. Stripes would have been much more popular much earlier in the 19th century. Empire, they liked stripes. If you go back a little further, a lot of the Federal era furniture liked stripes. Chippendale, Hepplewhite, Sheridan, they liked stripes. The Victorians, No, not so much. They like chintz. For some reason, if you gave the Victorians enough flowers, they were truly happy. Nevertheless, I think it was tastefully done. And what I wanted you to notice in this is it's a Victorian piece, but it has a lot of features that we think of as Eastlake. The applied decoration, the incised carving, and these are things that that are very Eastlake. But it's important to remember that Eastlake was a revival style. Eastlake is a style of Gothic revival. So, incised carvings, applied moldings, Gothic details, turned spindles, those had all been out for a long, long time. So, you will see that. You will see bits of Eastlake that are just not part of Eastlake furniture. In this case, very Victorian, and there's no question that that's a Victorian piece, even though some of the individual features were also used in Eastlake furniture. All right, that's what I wanted you to see on this. Next up, same area right out in front, the Christmas display. And this is just a little side chair. So let's take a look. Here's another piece that's up in front with the Christmas display. $60. So why do I want you to take a look at this? Because this piece is early 1800s. We're looking at a 200-year-old piece here. It is pre-Victorian. There are touches still of empire in it, but, well, this is a period that I usually just refer to very simply as pre-Victorian. It's not empire enough to be empire, but we're not quite Victorian yet. I would say this is probably somewhere between late 1700s, maybe 1790, and about 1830 at latest. I'd be inclined to put a date of about 1810 on this piece. For $60, not a bad deal. Now, it looks to me like the seat needs to be redone significantly. But, I don't know. Maybe we should consider this as a project piece. You know what? I'll give that some thought. So this chair, which is a sort of, well, I called it as a pre-Victorian, because what we're looking at is a piece that would have been the early 1800s, so 200 years ago. It's clearly influenced by Hepplewhite. I can see the Hepplewhite lines in that, and that would have been a few decades earlier. And there are some touches that could be construed as empire. Those little trefoil appliques, French Empire, because the Empire furniture got its name from the Empire of France. Napoleon's troops were marauding all over Europe and the Middle East, and they were bringing styles back. So you see Egyptian influence, you see Greek influence, and in this case, it's sort of a little bit of a French influence on what is probably not a French piece. And you can see that it's starting to move into the style that we would later recognize as Victorian. Very interesting piece. We don't see a lot of pieces that are 200 years old. In Europe, they do all the time, because what's 200 years to them? Same thing with China. 200 years and yesterday, same difference as far as they're concerned. But because our traditions here are just not that old, at least not in terms of this kind of furniture, we're not seeing much. So for us, it's an older piece. I did want you to see that because a lot of people really like older furniture, pre-Victorian. And if you are a pre-Victorian person, a piece like this for $60, especially since the wood is good. Yeah, it could stand to be refinished if you wanted to do that. The seat has solid upholstery. I didn't pick the blankets and stuff off to show you that because one, it's not original. Two, it needs to be redone anyway because the guts of the seat are just disintegrating. The entire seat should be completely redone, and that's what I was thinking of when I said, maybe a restoration piece. Maybe that would be a project piece, because you can do that. You can go out, buy a chair where the seat is just a mess, and completely respring it. This is not something that has to be sent out to a furniture factory to be done. You can redo the springs. You can retie them, put in new webbing. It's nowhere near as daunting as you may think it is. You just have to know how. And I would love the opportunity to do a project like that. This time of year, we can't do it. We're looking at winter, and these are messy projects that really have to be done not in my kitchen, let's put it that way. The amount of mess that is generated is a little too much, so it would have to be done out on the patio or in the schoolhouse, something like that. But I would love the opportunity to do a project like this because I know a lot of you come across pieces like that, and it's like the frame is great and so on, and then you see this collapsing, sagging seat, and you say, well, I can't fix that. Well, yes, you can. You can. You just don't know you can. So that's one I'm looking forward to at some point. I don't think it'll be this particular chair, but the chair is interesting, and I did want you to see that there are still some very, very good bargains in pieces that are 200 years old. Absolutely. They are out there. This was one of them. All right, next up, from there, I actually picked up another piece. We're going to see that on another video because that's going to be a project piece. Went around and I was, at this point, making my way to Janine's booth. Did not quite get there because I was waylaid by a little piece in one of Paul's cubbies. So let's take. Well, just happened to be wandering by one of Paul's cubbies, found this gorgeous little Chinese rice cup, $2.50. Oh yeah, but you know, that's how Paul gets me. I'm just wandering by, not even looking for anything, and something will jump out at me, and of course, it's priced to sell. It's just a pretty little rice cup with a wonderful little gilded edge. Very nice, $2.50. It's probably going to go into my project stash. I'll put it on top of a tidbit tray or something. But this is the kind of thing that Paul has all the time. Just little oddities. And then I'm walking by, and some little piece just screams hi. And of course, at a $2.50 price, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to take it home. That's one of the great things about dealing with Paul. He's got everything you could possibly imagine. It's like there's no style or genre of collectible that he doesn't deal in. And we saw like a 1960s little kid's toy ray gun. I've gotten mice in there. My stove, Ezra, came from Paul. So it's there. He has absolutely everything, and you just never know when it's going to turn up. So that one just snapped out at me, went into my bag, and then I continued on toward Janine's, but I did a quick little stop on the way when I passed by a booth that I've gotten things in from time to time. So let's go over there and take a look at what I found this time. Well, we've been into this little booth a time or two. Trying to remember what we got here, and it's not coming to me, but I'm sure we've gotten something, because I come back, and ordinarily I come back to the little booths where I've gotten good bargains. $12. This is a German teapot, beautiful Art Deco lines, very simple. This is coming home with me, even though at $12 it's a little on the high side. Now, I'm taking a chance, because I really think the deco lines of this teapot will sell it for me. Now, we are going to take a look over here. We've got children's toys and things. Ordinarily, I don't do much with items like this, but they're always worth taking a look at. Yes, this is a wonderful Lusterware Art Deco teapot. It's not as wildly conspicuous as some of the Art Deco pieces, you know, with the lines and flourishes, or, well, Art Deco didn't have flourishes. Very simple, but very deco. And for $12, easy call. And when I was looking at the film after I'd taken it, you know, when I have to sort of edit it out to show it to you, I realized what I had gotten the last time I had been in that booth. And it was a Czech creamer. And of course, German teapot, Czech creamer. Somehow that made a connection for me, and I realized later, yes, Czech creamer. It was also Lusterware, by the way. That particular booth has odd little things. Every now and then I might go in there 5 times, and 4 times I'll walk away empty-handed. But the 5th time, I walk away with a really nice little goodie. And that's what I did this time. And then I went over, as you saw in the film, to take a look at their toys, because those were new. The toys that were there, they've always carried little toys and things like that. But I like to look through them, even though toys are not my thing. I've got nothing against them. I just don't consider myself sufficiently knowledgeable in that area, unless they're dolls, in which case I'm fine, but toys in general, not quite. But I did go back and I did find something, so let's look. Same booth, children's toys. This is a Kaleidoscope. You know, you spin one end. It's a children's Kaleidoscope, Pixie brand. $7.50. No, sorry, $7. Now, I am getting this for a friend who collects kaleidoscopes, and here's why. Right over here, where it has the address, St. Louis 20, Missouri. They haven't done that since the early 60s. So, I think we are looking at a date on this of pre-1963, so it's coming home, and it's going to go into a box, and it's going to make its way off to my friend in Ohio. So, as I said when I was filming this, the fact that it had that little 2-digit code, and that was the postal code prior to zip codes, in between the name of the city and the name of the state, tells me it's pre-1963, because that's how they were identifying the postal codes before 63 when zip codes came out. So I grabbed that because it's dated. It tells me that it's an early 60s piece. Pieces like that were coming out in the late 60s, but frankly, they really weren't as well made, and it's not as significant to get a piece from the late 60s in such good condition. Early 60s, oh yes, that gets packed up. That goes to a friend who I know collects kaleidoscopes, and I always have trouble finding things to send her because she is a great support to this channel, and it's very frustrating not to be able to send her little goodies because I just never find things I think she's going to like. But now I have, and that's going into a box that'll be going out this week. So after that, I did finally make it to Janine's, and I'm going to show you one of the pieces I got at Janine's booth. And the reason I'm going to show you this is because it's another teapot. So let's take a look. Still Janine's here. We're going to have to get out of this little dark cubby. Coming home with me, Japan, $6. This is beautiful. I love the colors on this. This is just, wow, this is a great piece. I love it. Absolutely, I don't have to think about this. Well, great little piece for $7, and I have to admit, I love that style of glazing, where the body of the piece is one color, and it just looks like they've poured these beautiful colored glazes on top of it. That truly appeals to me. And as I've said before, we're all drawn to the things that we like personally. And so that was a big part of why I grabbed that teapot. The other big part, of course, was $6. Yeah, beautiful Japan piece. Those pieces were well made. And although I did not check when I was in the store, I'm going to have to pull that out and take a look. I do believe it's red clay. And serious tea drinkers say that red clay is what you want for a teapot. That tea made in a red clay pot it just gets better and better over time. I can't say, I'm not much of a tea drinker right now. I used to be, but my idea of tea is boiling water, the bag of Lipton, and walk away. So I'm not a tea connoisseur. So red clay, white clay, microwave oven, all the same to me. These fine little distinctions are just wasted on my very unsophisticated palate. All right, that's what I have for you today. And my goodness, the light is changing just in the time that I started filming this video. So I have to apologize for that. Obviously, the lighting is very different now than it was when I started this. Let's very quickly mention that we have giveaways still going on. If you have not gotten your holiday giveaway, go on over to the SueMe's Angels Facebook page, sign up for one of the giveaways. We have all kinds of things. So many of Lisa's beautiful pens. We have jewelry, and we have other items as well. So check it out. Go for the giveaways. Stay for the fellowship, because this is a great group of wonderful people. All right. On the way out, we are going to take a look at a slideshow. We will be back this evening because Sunday, and as you know, Sunday night we're doing our Just Chatting. So we hope to see you then, and we will be back. There we go. I left a whole word out of that sentence. Mark of senility, I guess. We will be back next weekend with more thrifting videos, and we are going to be able to go ahead with at least one of our projects next weekend because I have every expectation that my supplies will be in sometime this week. All right, have a terrific day. I will see you later. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.